Bobby Thorne. Sir. Our senior member. Yeah. Oh, let's go. You gave me a job today.
I'm live.
Okay, we're on Facebook Live.
We're on Facebook Live. Mr. Nervous back there, he's responsible for the jittery
Image.
image and freeze frames and all that stuff. Okay, now is it time? Okay, starting in the pledge. The pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go for it.
Lord, pray. Father, we come to you this morning to thank you for all the blessings that you've given us. Father, we thank you for our country,
The speaker
our county,
on the left.
and
Lower right hand left, the little speaker.
first responders and medical staff and all those that put their lives out every day during this difficult time of this COVID. We just ask you to keep us safe and keep us going on the right track. And Lord, at the same time, we really need favor. And we just thank you for your son, Jesus. Amen.
Jay Council, do we have a forum?
Mr. Chairman, we do have a quorum.
Thank you. Commissioners, we come today, for a special meeting, for a resolution to try and get us back on track here in Jackson County and do what's right for the citizens of Jackson County. So before we read this resolution and pass this, I'd like to go ahead and have, some of our business organizations come up and talk about, what's going on in Jackson County and where we're headed as far as the business environment, what's been going on over the last, 6 weeks, really, since, things have been shut down here in Jackson County and in the state.
Bill.
So, if I could get, Mike Esposito from the Economic Development,
Can you increase the volume on the speaker?
Jackson County and the city of Dallas, come up to the microphone and address the commissioner.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, fellows, good to see most of your face. First off, thank you for your leadership in our county.
I know.
We had a very difficult time, these past, several weeks, and I think we continue to see some of the help in the future, so thank you for your leadership, it's important. From the economic development perspective, I've got to tell you, I think we've been doing really well now, and not in a traditional economic development sense. We've been very busy trying to help the economy. We've been very busy with working with our local business leaders and the challenges we're facing. Recently, we called a lot of people over the past several weeks to talk about how they're doing and how to gauge what the needs are. The EDC has taken a position of being a very constant information. Our website, which is also the county's website, as you know, has lots of stuff in there for businesses to access, people to access some project programs that can help them financially look it through this post-state budget. I don't know how many businesses apply
Because the dead speakers are not
more
loud enough.
importantly, knowing that there are resources out there is, I think, a big piece because we don't know what people's individual needs are. As long as we provide them the resources they need to apply the information to help them, we're happy to do that. Not to say that we're still helping other companies, and we still have people calling us with possible projects, entrepreneurs have an idea of that, but we're busy in that regard. So that's positive. Recently, yesterday, EDC convened a joint partnership with the county and the city and local business leaders that include our county manager, the Ricks, and the city The purpose was to talk about how we can kind of work it through and help people emerge from this curse they were into, whatever we see for the balancing in the future. What can we do to help people? We talked for a good while. And I will share with you that we had restaurant owners, we had other business leaders, auto sales folks, and others that talked about the issues that they've been faced with. And we have seen, and they talked about a number of problems with their businesses. Some have even they've seen decreases in sales, and they'll say from as low as 20% as high as 80%. Some of the calls we received, and I talked yesterday, there are some businesses that may have to back. I know you can those things too. Very concerning for us as leaders of the community to help people with the future and help guide them and give them some advice. So we will continue to be that clearinghouse for our community, our county, with you and others to help people understand what's out there that they can have access to. We'll continue to build our social media presence, of course our website presence, and whatever we can do with other forms of media. I do want to share with you that recently, as you probably heard, and I know that Commissioner Dana is very well aware, is a partnership that we took on with the Saddlebarn. The Saddlebarn
Well, that's not gonna be the
is
problem.
a
No,
30-plus-year
for the audio,
company,
that's not gonna be the problem.
that's been
For the audio,
manufacturing,
that's not gonna be the problem.
running back for the rodeo and equestrian arenas and that industry. And they only have a few employees, not a dozen. And we talked with them before this happened about expanding the business, and obviously that has not happened because of the virus. But our partnership with the Saddlebarn and the Church on the Move, we talked about how they can do something besides.
But he couldn't hear. I don't think so.
And
Susan.
so we go back to the jury, we funded to EDC $5,000
yourself from up here.
payroll of the team for a couple of weeks. Here for Newsday, they're at 2,500 dollars. We're also encouraged by a recent call we had this week, and the call came from a member of your staff, Mr. Bill Williams, and even your county manager received a call from the company that is doing the El Grande wind project in part of our county. The company out of Oakland, who I spoke with, is because of the project, they would like to get back to the communities that are the counties involved in that project. So, long story short, they're contributing $5,000 to the EDC because the relationship we have with the county at their recommendation, and we're going to use that money to also help pay for more masks for the people, the residents of Travis County. I'm hopeful that the Saddlebarn will continue to be able to sustain themselves. And I don't see us as being their financer, but certainly if we can help them and others, we want to do that and help them and help our community more importantly. We also have partnered with a company called Rugged Trade. I think some of you, I know it's Rugged Trade, they're in Carlsbad. They hooked open the store, in fact, they hooked open in April of last year here in Roswell. The Rugged Trade, a young fellow, Thomas Wilson, invested about $90,000.
We have two choices. I can try live feed with mine and see if it works better.
The material or the products they use the only
That's the speaker. It's because
he is bringing
It's
it up.
because of the
He was
speakers
buying
right
lots, 300 masks last week, and we'll get 2 more shipments of masks. for products for the shop. We're all keeping find a way to get those to people that need them. First responders probably use some of them. I know Mr. Day was there, and we did a press conference this past Monday, and it was on POV, and I'm very happy to get the word out, not only what they're doing, but that there's an opportunity here as keeping people at work while providing service, not only within Chatham County, but outside our borders too, and also that's what she continued to sell things, and finally she's doing okay with that, so I'm very, very happy with that. Let me close by saying that I believe that our businesses will continue to need our support as leaders, not only business leaders, but also governmental body leaders like you, because they have a very challenging time. And as you know, we've been hit, as Chairman Cavan and others have said, you know, we kind of like a double whammy with oil and gas prices. We also have a negative trifecta with the milk prices as year goes on, we're up. The EDC's been very involved in that too, to the extent that we can. Of course, we can't do anything about falling milk prices, but what we have done is communicated our concern as a community, in concert with the dairy producers in New Mexico, to our state legislators, the governor's office, and even Congresswoman Small about our concerns, and it has an impact on the people and that live and work here in our county. Let me close by saying thank you for your leadership again, because that's important. People need that. People need to know that you're there. People need to care. People need to be positive. We don't know where we're headed. My crystal ball, I can't find it. I don't think it even works. But I don't know either what to expect. We don't want to say a date on when we can open business and things of that nature. I don't know. What I do know is we need to stay positive. And one of the things that we did talk about yesterday was behavioral health opportunities, getting the word out of resources. Because I liken this to, and you know, I'm an Air Force veteran of a number of years. I like this like to be in a wartime environment, because you don't know the impact it has on you with your family. And I feel that there is possibilities out there that we need to get some resources to people that they can go somewhere to get some help if they need to. Having said all that, Mr. Chairman, I stand for any questions or comments from you, sir, or members of your commission.
Commissioners, you have any questions for Mike?
Mr. Chairman, I don't have questions. I just have a comment. Right now is a difficult time for everyone, businesses in Chatham County, especially around the state and around the nation. What I would like to say is thank you, Mike. Thank you to Church on the Move. Thank you to Saddle Barn for coming up with an idea for getting together and collaborating and talking and throwing out ideas. To keep people working. And when I talked to Mark Andrus afterwards, that's what he said. My people want to work. And when this collaboration happened, he said, they jumped at the idea. They said, yes, you want us now? We'll go now. We'll be there right now if you want us to. And this is why we're here today, is because people are tired of sitting at home and having somebody in Santa Fe tell them, you can't go to work. So when I heard, and when you called me and we talked about this collaboration, I thought this was wonderful. I thought this was great. This is what we are having to do right now, is come up with creative ways to make sure that people are able to go back to work. And thank you so much, Mike. Thank you, EDC. Thank you to the board of EDC. Thank you to the members of Church on the Move. Thank you, Saddle Barn, for coming up with this. This is a great way, a great collaboration. But it's a way to keep people that have families that are struggling, working. And that's why we're here today. And that's why we invest in you with EDC to help come up with creative ways to keep people working here in Chaves County. And I thank you so much for inviting me. It was, I enjoyed the tour. I enjoyed talking to Tracy, the co-owner, to Mark, it was a wonderful press conference. It was a wonderful day. There was hope. And something like this gave us hope. And now we need to take that hope and move further. And I just appreciate you calling me and inviting me, and I was glad that I showed up. So please tell your board, please tell Church on the Move. I told Pastor Troy, thank you, but I appreciate it. This is why we invest in you and the EDC and your board. This is what it's all about. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Mr. Clark?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I'm not gonna try to follow that. She's finally getting her second wind, I think. It's very gratifying, and I think all five of us would stand up and applaud Saddlebar and the work you've done, and Church on the Move, and you go thank them personally. I appreciate this mask that they manufactured. Commissioner Dana showing one off. That's what you get when you show up to the place of manufacture. You get the pick of the litter, so to speak. So this is a good thing. I'm glad we're keeping some folks working. There's a lot of people out there that are not working. And our economy is, I fear, I listen to the president, and he's looking for a quick turnaround, but we're not going to be able to just throw the light switch on. It's going to take time, and everybody's going to have to take a view of their particular business and figure out, one, they can really open the doors again, and two, how long is it going to take to get back in business? I mean, hanging a sign on the front door is not being in business. It takes some activity and some payments and billings and all of that stuff. And it's going to be a challenge for us. Our finance committee is soon to start working on next year's budget. And I'm for the first time glad I'm not on that committee anymore, because they're going to have to make some really tough decisions. And we'll see. I'm thinking probably a 25% cut might get us through. I don't know that, because I'm not going to have all the figures they're going to have. But I think for this fiscal year, we're going to close the book with a 5% negative when it's all said and done. Hope I'm wrong, but most of you know that I'm pretty close on this for this thing. So we'll give it a little thought. And I feel the pain for the businesses that are out there that are not able to work. And it's a terrible thing, but we're in a war. President said we're in a war. We've got to understand that. We're going to beat it, but it's going to be very, very painful. Mr. Chairman, I'm done.
Thank you. Commissioner, any other questions or anything for Mike? Mike, I just can't say enough, the great things that you guys have put together for us. And I know at this particular stage that, after yesterday's meeting, and I know Stan Riggs has done some meetings with the hospitals and things like that, that's really a big issue, especially when it comes to the economic stress that's being put on our hospitals. And it's not about the fact that they have so many patients in the hospital from COVID. It's because they've been shut down from doing elective procedures. So anybody who is needing to have a knee replacement done, port put in, any of these other things, those colonoscopies. I mean, it's a fact of life, but those elective surgeries are not going on right now at the hospitals. And so Melvus is virtually a graveyard of nobody in there.
I'm not sure how long the hospitals can survive on not being able to do business and keeping their nursing staff and those doctors that are providing those services to us. And the same goes at Eastern. I think Eastern maybe has like 3 or 4 patients in the hospital. And I think in Chaves County, we've only had, at this particular stage, we've had 21 cases of COVID in Chaves County. And we've only had 3 hospitalizations up here. So we're going to have to figure it out for our hospitals so that they can get back to doing work. And a lot of it is necessary work. I mean, you have breast cancer patients that are being called to have mastectomies and vasectomies and things like that because they have cancer and they're not able to have those surgeries done in the state of New Mexico right now. And that's really sad for them because not only is this virus an anxious time for anybody who has underlying health issues, but those people that have cancer and things like that, they can't, I mean, it's a double whammy for them. And so we've got to get back to some common sense. And I want to really tell you thank you for working for us here in Chaves County and getting things done. And your cooperation and your collaboration with our next speaker makes a really big difference for the city of Roswell and Chaves County. So I want to say thank you. And if you have anything else to say before we call Candace Priscilla, feel free to share.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, at our meeting yesterday, Warren Yale from Eastern commented that we're fortunate as a county to be able to see a lot of active cases where the challenges like we have throughout the rest of parts of our state and parts of our state and our country. But he did say this that I thought was important that people know that they are fully prepared in the event that we do have a problem. They have the resources they started working on this. They're ready in the event there is a challenge. And I want the public to know that that they don't have to worry about getting the care they need here in Chaves County because they're ready in the event it's needed. So they don't have to go to place for that. So that way they can be a little more peace of mind, if you will. But thank you for your comments, Commissioner, and Commissioner Dana. Thanks so much for those comments, Commissioner Corn. It's a privilege to be here to visit, to work for you and the people of Chaves County. Our goal is to continue to foster the relationship with the communities and the businesses so we can grow Chaves County. You know that. That's why you invest in us to be a partner. Things like this are really at the other end of the spectrum. This is nothing that no one ever suspected could ever happen to our country, let alone Chaves County. And I think the steps that you've taken already prove that we have our act together. So thank you again for your leadership, and that's why I made those comments. So thank you again.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Ms. Candace Purcell, who is our Executive Director for the Roswell Chaves County Chamber of Commerce.
Mr. Chairman, may I just make one note? Commissioners, when you are speaking, please speak really well into your mic. For once in his life, nobody listening on live heard Commissioner Corn. That's never happened before.
That might be a good thing.
There's a little bit of static, and I have several people that are watching us live, so make sure that we speak into the, here's my teacher, no. Speak into our microphones clearly, please.
Commissioner Dana, am I doing all right?
She could barely hear you. Yeah.
Barely hear me.
Yeah, so you need to speak.
Okay.
I think the masks are a little bit muffled and stuff, so yes.
That could be.
Yes.
They don't want to talk again.
Wait, let me get the message of no. Sorry.
All right. Ms. Candace.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioners, for having me here. It is an honor to be here today. Under the circumstances, it is quite a little depressing and a little unruly right now with these times that we're in. But I do appreciate each and every one of you for your leadership for our county and our great city. So, as part of as the executive director for the Roswell Chamber, it has been very alarming with the business in the business community and hearing from our businesses that have been forced to shut down by these government mandates. It's concerning. There's closures that we are all aware of, that businesses that are temporarily closing, that are looking to permanently close, that will not come back from this. As the director of the chamber, we are working very hard as what we can do, find these different ways to keep these businesses going, provide them with resources, provide them with information, with the SBA and working with the workforce development and the Small Business Development Center out at the university here. So we're trying to keep keep things open and keep things fresh. Trying to keep everybody in a positive manner. Trying to keep being uplifted. We're working with our colleagues statewide on different avenues we can go down to help those businesses stay open and do what they can to stay open. So we're grateful for the businesses that are still open, that are considered essential. As far as I'm concerned, all of our businesses in Travis County are essential businesses. So we need to do what we can and however we can. Like Mike said, we don't have a crystal ball as to when this is going to end, when this is going to possibly come to a halt, when we can hopefully by May 15th we can get those businesses opened up. But we just don't know that yet. So we're trying to stay optimistic, and we're trying to stay positive for those businesses out there, and our leaders and our board as well. So we are in the midst of surveying our business community as to how they've been affected, and get those numbers so we can share those with the county and the city and other organizations as far as how they're being affected by the recent oil and gas crash, the dairy industry, and so forth. So we're working on those numbers so we can collect that data and work towards a solution for those businesses. I appreciate the opportunity and working with our organizations such as Travis County Economic Development. Mike's done a great job since he's been here, and our collaboration. So I really appreciate all of his efforts and all of the things that the Economic Development Corporation is doing here in Travis County. We are hopefully working on a task force. I've got a board meeting next week that we would like to get a business task force put together to help with the recovery method going forward. In closing, I would just like to say we've had several challenges that we have faced this year. We are looking forward to doing what we can for our businesses and the leaders in this community, so we can move forward and move Travis County forward and grow Travis County and Roswell together. So I appreciate your leadership and your partnership with the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. On behalf of the Board of Directors, we do appreciate the partnership with Travis County and all of our partnering organizations. So we will do all we can to stay optimistic and stay positive in these times, and let's go back to work and get these businesses saved and recovered. I will stand for any questions, or thank you for having me here, and I'll start with any questions.
Commissioners, any questions for Ms. Candace? Candace, thank you for your comments, and thank you for all of your hard work. Do you have, and this might be something Mike could answer too, is there any number out there that says how many businesses in Roswell or Dutch County that are shut down that are affected that we're looking at? Do you think anticipate, know what that number is?
I don't have an exact number, but that's what we're working on with the survey that we're working on. I don't know if Mike has any numbers that he would like to share, but I don't have a firm and a confirmed number on that. I've heard of several.
Right.
But-
It just seems like there hasn't been a number of service anyway about how many businesses are affected. And I think that somewhere we need to determine that,
Right.
what that is.
Yes, yes, sir.
But thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I agree with Commissioner Bilberry. You know, we're hearing every day we get an update on numbers of cases, but we never hear numbers of businesses that are closed, that are affected, that are going out. So thank you. I think the task force is now, like you said, it's time for a task force. It's time to sit down with our businesses. It's time to get those numbers out. It's time for the public to know how this is affecting businesses here in Chaves County. So it's time to move forward. So thank you very much. I think the task force is a wonderful idea. I think the survey of our business is a wonderful idea, because that's how we're going to get that message out to the public. And like I said, you said it very well. It's time to move forward. And from this day forward, it's time to look past all of this and go forward. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I do think that task force needs to ramp up. I think those numbers need to be out there for you. Because I think if we keep pushing things back further, and nobody has anything to say, this is what we're up against, which is maybe hard to convince some of those that we need to get back to. Thank you.
Commissioners, thank you. Candace and Mike, I know you guys are both working on a task force, and I'm sure that you guys will be working as a collaborative force. Please make sure that you have somebody from the county working with you, whether it's Stan or Bill or one of the commissioners, whoever you guys need to call on from Chaves County. We will be there, and we'll be there to work and to help get things back in order here in Chaves County. So please keep us in the loop on that. You guys are greatly appreciated. I have a question that Commissioner Bilberry asked about how many businesses have been shut down and affected. You know, if you sit back and brainstorm on this deal, there have probably been hundreds of businesses that have been shut down here in Chaves County. I mean, and they range from the governor deciding that we need to shut down your standalone liquor stores, to tobacco shops, to the hairdressers. I mean, there are a lot of people, and yeah, you'll have people say, well, that stuff's not essential. Well, if you're talking to the business owner, that's their livelihood, that's what they've been doing so that they can provide for their families, then it damn sure is essential. So, but anyway, thank you very much. And really hope that you guys work hard to get us back to where we're going. We've got a lot of issues that we're going to have to address, and hopefully we're going to get this thing opened up and running here really, really quick. We're not going to not take this virus serious, but we can use some common sense in approaching it. So anyway, if you have anything else you want to say?
No, thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Corn.
I take exception to your comment about hairdressers, and I assume you got barbers. I'm 6 weeks, and I was going next week, and now with the extension to the 15th, I'm reverting back to my hippie days, and I'm not ready to do the Will Cabin special.
Commissioner Corn, you come on over to my house, and I will
Oh,
take
no.
care for you.
That ain't gonna happen.
I will be your barber. Thank you, Candace. I'd like to call the sheriff up here real quick. I think this is a huge key part that we're going to deal with here in Chaves County, and give us some perspective as to what's going on as far as law enforcement here in Chaves County and southeastern New Mexico.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Good morning, and I appreciate you guys standing up to do this today. It is very important to the people of Chaves County that you are doing what you are doing today. I have received numerous phone calls from business owners wanting to know why their businesses close down whenever businesses that operate in a similar manner are still functioning. And that goes from even walking into a restaurant and being able to order something, and they don't want you to have contact, where you can go to Walmart and stand in a line and have contact with the cashier the same way you would if you were standing in there purchasing something from one of our local businesses. We understand social distancing, we understand keeping things apart. We've learned a lot of things during this epidemic, and that is one, like I said, being clean, washing your hands, covering your face when you cough, sneeze. And we've also learned that we are susceptible to things just like any other country. You know, we've always thought that we were above that. And now we get to see that we're not. But these businesses right now, especially like the smoke shops and the liquor establishments and all these other places, not something that I partake in myself, but they do, that is their livelihood, that is their business, and they're wanting to know why you can't drive up to a window and get a pack of cigarettes whenever you can drive up to a window and get a Big Mac. You know, something that really makes a serious difference, and it does cause problems for these people. And as for the Chaves County Sheriff Department, the Roswell Police Department, and the State Police, we are out there working. Nothing has changed for us in any way other than the way that we're contacting people. But I will tell you that crime has not stopped. People are taking advantage of this situation, you know, from telephone scams to burglaries to everything. It doesn't matter. And now that these shops are closed, they are more of a target for somebody being able to break into them, which is something that we have seen in Chaves County. So my guys are out working hard every day. We've had multiple deputies exposed to this virus, and every one of them have come back as being negative on the test, so that's a good thing for us. Is this a scary time for everybody? Yes, it is. But we do know that businesses have to go on and provide for the counties that they live in. And that is one of the biggest things right now. There are people who are sitting at home that are about to go into financial crisis over something that I really and truly believe we've learned how to deal with this. And for those who have been infected, we've seen that they have been able to fight through this and survive it, as well as all the family members who have been around them, all their friends that were around them during the time that they were exposed and didn't know. So we know that there is a light at the end of this tunnel. And what I ask is the sheriff is that we get some of these businesses back into place, and that is because of my constituents that are calling me and asking me why the state police has shut them down and not these other facilities. And I can tell you, as the sheriff of Chaves County, we have not shut anybody down. We are not going to shut you down unless it becomes dangerous in any other manner. You can assemble peacefully and do whatever you need to do. But we do ask you to use common sense. We do ask that you take into consideration those who are around you and those that you're getting ready to visit. You know, if you have elderly family that you're going to go see, or even youngsters in your family, you probably don't want to be out and about in large groups. It's going to take you. It might not do anything to you, but you might take something home to your family. So we just ask that you use common sense and just know that the Chaves County Sheriff's Office and the local law enforcement, we're out there working, and we're doing what we need to do to make sure that there is order in our community, that there is some kind of presence that, you know, most people are inside, so they probably don't see us driving up and down the streets, but there is presence. And we're gonna come to your house if you call us, if it's an emergency. If it's not, we're gonna take it over the phone. And the reason for that is because I don't want my deputies to take this back to their family either. So, I commend you, and I thank you very much for what you're doing, and I stand beside you on your decision. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions for Sheriff Barrington? And if you do, please pull your mic down and get close and personal with it.
I just think we're lucky we haven't had some of our employees catch this thing, because you're out there amongst them, Sheriff,
Absolutely.
every day.
Yes. And it really is a scary thing, especially when my deputies were there with the only person in Chaves County who passed away because of this and other underlying complications. That's something that was, and because it takes so long for the test, and now it's even faster, but it's still so long for the test to come back. It's still stress upon you, and also when your family, because for those days that you did not know, you were around everybody. So it is a very stressful time, but I will tell you that my guys are warriors. They're out there, they're doing their job, and there is no hesitation to go into that environment.
I know, that's a second.
Good on you, the Lord takes care of
Absolutely.
all I can say.
I believe that.
And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to your deputies. Thank you. As you said, crime is not doing the social distancing, like you said. It's not taking a break. So thank you very much for you, for your deputies. Thank you for being out there, because this is a stressful time, but you still have to go. Your deputies still have to go. They still have to answer calls.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, for all of you guys for
Sure.
above and beyond. That's very good.
Well, thank you so much, and I just tell you that God bless you, and I thank you again. And I know the people of Chaves County have been waiting for this, and you know, one of the things that we've also seen is people, you love your families, you can only just deal with them for so long, cooped up in a house. So they're ready to get back to work. So thank you so much.
Mike, before I let you go, first I want to say thank you. And the biggest thank you is your collaboration and the hard work that you've done since you've been elected sheriff of Chaves County to get all of our law enforcement working together. You know, one of the bad things about this particular situation right now is that the state police are taking some real hits, because they're the ones that are going around and taking these cease and desist notices to these businesses. And so I know this last weekend we had a car wash in Artesia that got shut down, and you see the social media stuff. So you see a state police officer in Carlsbad who's getting his car washed at one of these private car washes. And unfortunately, the state police are doing what they're directed to by the governor of New Mexico.
That's correct.
So it's not, they're not doing this to have fun or to, you know, pick on people. And, you know, somebody calls on a business and tells the state police this business is open and that they're not essential and that you need to go shut them down. Well, that call has been made, and the state police are doing their jobs. And it's our job right now to put a stop to that.
That's correct.
And I really think that it's up to our businesses to work appropriately and do their due diligence as far as their business operation. They can operate just as well as our big box stores, the Sam's, the Walmarts, the Walgreens, and do what they need to be doing. But we're very fortunate to have you as our sheriff, and I know that you are on our side and on the citizen side of using some common sense here in Chaves County.
Absolutely. And can I just respond to that real quick? I want to tell you about the state police as well. Captain Lance Bateman here is a great guy. The guys who live in our area, also the ones in the 5th Judicial District, Chaves, Eddy, and Lee County, they're all citizens of our counties. And this affects them the same way. They just have a boss that is the governor that has put these orders out, and they have to answer, go out and check it out. But I can tell you that a lot of them are using some common sense. You know, they'll go out and, like on Easter, and they knew that things were going to be happening, and they didn't shut people down. And they knew that that has to be done, and I just want to let the people of Chaves County know, you know, these are our citizens of our county as well. They're just employed by the state of New Mexico, and that their boss is Governor Grisham, and they're just doing what the orders come down as, but there is some common sense being used out there, and just know that as the sheriff of Chaves County, I'm working on the same thing that you are. I go out and talk to these people, and I talk to the state police, and some of these places are continuing to operate even whenever complaints are being called in, because, like I said, the state police is using good judgment on those things. Thank you.
One last thing, I know that the State Health Department is conducting some testing for our public servants from 11 to 4 today.
That's correct.
Hopefully your deputies and your staff, and I know our volunteer fire departments here in Chaves County, they're notified of that. And so, not that I think everybody should just rush over there and get tests done, but
I do.
In your line of work, I mean, so it's an opportunity to take advantage of that. And it's not a public event, but this is for our public servants to go over and get tested, especially if they feel like that they've been in an environment that they could have been infected with this virus.
That's correct, and it's a peace of mind, and so that is happening. I just want to put it out there at the Chaves County Courthouse in the parking lot. They will be there. She told me that they have enough tests to take care of all the first responders, the law enforcement officers in Chaves County, as well as the firemen. We do want to make sure that the volunteer firemen know that they are welcome to go out there, but we are very thankful that that is something that is taking place, because I do know that it's going to bring a peace of mind to a lot of my deputies, because before this they were told that they could not be tested because they weren't showing the signs. But what we know is it takes a while to show the signs. So this peace of mind going back to your house is a good thing.
Well, thank you. Commissioner, anything else for the sheriff? Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Commissioners, we had a couple of letters. One from our State Senator Cliff Burnell that asked to be read here, and then also Claire Chase, who is running for our 2nd Congressional District. And so I'm gonna let Commissioner Dana go ahead and read Claire Chase, candidate for 2nd Congressional District, read her letter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a statement from Claire Chase. You know, it's like Sheriff Harrington said, these candidates that are running for office, like Claire, they live in our area. They live in Roswell. I saw her the other day and told her we were discussing this, and she said that she wanted to send a statement in support, because she is seeing what's happening here in Chaves County and in our surrounding areas. So this is from Claire Chase, quote, "It is a sad day when New Mexico is more radical than New York. The time has come to begin to safely reopen New Mexico's economy. I'm very grateful for my home county, Chaves County, as well as Lee County and Eddy County, for showing leadership on this issue. The president said the cure can't be worse than the disease, and I wholeheartedly agree. Let's put New Mexico back to work. Thank you to the Chaves County Commission for your leadership. We're very grateful. End quote from Claire Chase.
Thank you, Commissioner Dan. Commissioner Bilberry.
This is from our state senator, Doug Harlow, in his support of this resolution. Says, I'm writing this letter in my capacity as the New Mexico State Senator, District 32.
Mr. Bilberry, did you pull that a little bit closer?
Okay, I'll
Thank you.
over.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. This is from our state senator, Cliff Harlow. Says, I'm writing this letter in capacity as the New Mexico State Senator, District 32. I'm in full support of Chaves County Resolution R-20015. It is my opinion that opening non-essential businesses is a critical issue. It is my opinion that all businesses in New Mexico are essential, and especially our small businesses. It is my belief that our small businesses are more capable to operate under the same requirements that have been placed on large essential businesses. Our local shops sell similar products that large essential businesses do. Our local shops should be given the same opportunity to open. I would rather buy my Mother's Day flowers from Accent Flowers than being forced into a big box store. I'd rather buy my garden plants from my local nursery than a packaged corporate hardware store. I'd rather buy my beer from a small town liquor store than a crowded corporate grocery store. We are safer shopping at our small businesses over the crowded businesses that have been deemed essential by our governor. I feel that more decision-making power should be left to local governing bodies with regard to the citizens that they represent. Thank you, Senator Carter, for your comments.
Thank you, Commissioner Bilberry. Okay, Stan Riggs, you want to tell us about this resolution that we're fixing to read?
Yes, sir. This is resolution number R-20-015, a resolution requesting the governor to reopen businesses closed by executive and public health orders.
Do you have any recommendations on this?
Staff wholeheartedly concurs with this resolution and asks for your approval.
Thank you. Commissioner Corn, would you lead off reading this resolution that we're going to vote on here momentarily?
Whereas the entire state of New Mexico has been placed under numerous restrictive executive orders by the governor, declaring a state of public emergency and invoking the powers provided by the All Hazard Emergency Act and the Emergency Licensing Act, and whereas pursuant to the Declaration of Public Health Emergency, the Secretary of the New Mexico Department of Health issued a public health order declaring that all businesses in Mexico cease operation except for essential businesses, and
Whereas, as a consequence of the public health order, an economic disaster has been created by defining essential and non-essential businesses, which unjustly dictates winners and losers by discriminating against small businesses and specialized retailers. And whereas many of these deemed non-essential businesses provide local services and sell the same products found in essential businesses, and
whereas these small businesses and specialized retailers are capable of enforcing social distancing standards in their facilities, and whereas the blanket closure of small businesses and specialized retailers is an infringement upon their property rights and poses a significant threat to the ultimate survival of those businesses and to our counties as well as the state's economy. And
whereas the COVID-19 virus has impacted counties and cities differently in New Mexico, and less impacted counties and cities should be allowed to restart their economic, restart their economies immediately. And whereas the President of the United States has set forth guidelines for opening up America's economy.
Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners of Chaves County recommends to the Governor of the State of New Mexico that all businesses, whether essential or not essential, be allowed to immediately open to the public and conduct business by implementing social distancing and other mitigation measures. Let it be further resolved that the State of New Mexico recognizes the disparate impacts of the COVID-19 virus on counties and cities in New Mexico and develop rules and regulations accordingly. Done this 23rd day of April, 2020.
Who adopts the resolution?
I have a motion from Commissioner Corn to adopt this resolution and a second by Commissioner Ezell to adopt this resolution. Commissioners, any discussion before we take a roll call vote on this?
Mr. Chairman, there's one thing I'd like to say. I thank everybody who received it, because it's a very nice letter from Bobby Arnett and his wife's clinic down in Dexter has protected down, and the citizens down the valley getting the medical stuff that they may or may not need, and in his personal business. And I thought it was a well-written letter and included the documents from the state of New Mexico showing the reason why they're shut down for the most part. And the other comment I'd like to make, Mr. Chairman, is that there are a lot of businesses in New Mexico and a lot of businesses in Chaves County that are open, but they can't sell their product. Ranchers, when their calves are ready to be shipped, or farmers that might be in the pig business, or somebody raising sheep or goats, got no place to go. And we hear stories. I haven't been out, but I hear stories all the time about dairies around the country pouring their milk out because they have no market. I think that we're relatively safe here because we've got a very large cheese plant that seems to be operating at full load. But when are we going to have a backlog of cheese, which will further slow down the processing at the plant, and then it falls back to the folks that are milking the cow. And that's another thing that a lot of our leaders don't take into consideration is the whole chain of events that occurs. And when you affect something in the middle of the chain, then you affect up the chain and down the chain. And it's time that some folks kind of started looking around and get the whole picture instead of just a snapshot. With that, I'm ready to vote and you all
Commissioners, any other comments to that? Seeing none, let's go ahead and have a roll call vote on this one. Dave Kunkel, if you would.
Commissioner Corn.
Yes.
Commissioner Dana.
Yes.
Commissioner Ezell.
Yes.
Commissioner Bilberry.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. This resolution passes unanimously. Commissioners, we'll go ahead and go through this and finish this up in our commissioners' communication. So, we have unscheduled communications limited 3 minutes per visitor, so not exceed a total of 15 minutes. No formal action taken by commission. Stan Riggs, I know we opened up for some questions on Facebook. This is kind of a new deal for us. Do we have anything, any comments?
Mr. Chairman, we don't at this time, but I will say I got an email from Rita. So, she asked that I read this. Since I'm not allowed to attend the meeting in person, I have a question or two. Keep Chaves County Beautiful has moved money from one project to another Been in contact with George and George, and we have spent additional $2,100 to beautify the administrative building in the courthouse. Thank the Georges, both of them, for their assistance. We are committed to making things beautiful in the county. After the passing of the resolution, what do the commissioners plan to do? Do they know of the open Roswell meeting on Saturday at Copyright? The parking lot, gloves and masks are necessary. Will the sheriff be there to make sure that the citizens are following the rules? I would appreciate their support. Further information can be obtained by calling Janine Porn-Best, 575-420-8455. No new skunk shootings, still at 6. When is the road viewing rescheduled so I can supply food? Thank you, county commissioners, for all that you do. Thank you, county employees, for all that you can do. Hopefully I can be present at the next meeting, sitting in the back and causing trouble. Maybe baseball this year. Rita Kane Dorhofer, very narrow, unstriped marked road.
Miss Rita, I know you're listening out there. I hope that you are enjoying all of the Cubs reruns that you're watching at home right now. I know that you are. Yes, we are aware of the event on Saturday, and yes, Sheriff Harrington has acknowledged that he will have a presence there. So to those questions, and I think I answered all of them. So thank you for listening in for everybody out there.
Mr. Chairman, I'm disappointed we didn't get a skunk report.
No new.
Did I miss it?
No new
No
skunk.
skunk? Oh, wow.
Okay, so Commissioner Point, that's kind of like right now, every day when we hear that we don't have a new case of COVID-19 in Chaves County, that's a blessing.
That's, amen.
Yeah. So with that, Stan Riggs, County Commander.
Mr. Chairman,
Oh, I'm sorry, Dave, go.
okay.
If I stay here, or I can go on.
Oh, you're fine.
Speak up.
Oh,
Speak up.
yeah.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, the reason I wish to speak is because this continuation to the 15th really hurts early vote in Area D. It's going to be a big issue because I don't know that people are going to want to stand outside and wait because we'll have too many people on the inside. We are taking protective measures to protect our part-time employees, but we will be needing to limit access to that room, and so at some point, and I know the sheriff doesn't want to hear this, but if these people aren't listening to us or co-workers, we may need a presence down there just to help us out a little bit if it gets to that point. The other issue that I wish to bring up is because there is an election just around the corner, we have been trying very hard to keep our office down to 5, but that's impossible anymore. Myself, Cindy, Casey, and Steph, we do have space in between us, and then we also have to have all the, at least part of our other employees in that building. So there is adequate spacing in there, because 3 of us will be in our own office. But it's going to be impossible for us to continue this sharing time. It's very stressful because there's just a lot to get done. One other quick issue is alternate voting site. I know the mall will listen to the governor on for the 15th. That alternate site is supposed to open the 16th. We have been in contact with some other northern businesses up north to see what we can do as far as being in other places. Glendale Elementary right now, which used to be an old polling place, is welcoming us to use their building. So that is a possibility, but we're also checking with some others. We're just trying to keep our options open just in case the malls were not to open, and then we would need to. The alternate voting site does not have to come to the commission or to district court. We write a letter to the Secretary of State on an alternate voting site, and they either approve or disapprove, and we go from there. And that's really all I have, unless you all have any questions.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Court.
Dave, I know that you feverishly tried to contact all the polling places that are going to be open on June, what was it, 2nd, 3rd? Amazing when you don't run it. Don't remember.
June 2nd.
June 2nd. And I assume that the same thing would occur if some of those are physically not going to be open, and you just have to send a letter to the Secretary of State's office. Is that your interpretation of the new law?
No, not on those. For election day, that will be a district court decision. We will have to, Stan in the past has helped us with court orders, and we have gone directly to district court and gotten those accomplished in the past, and that would be what we would need to do if we can't get some of those places open by June 2nd.
Good. And how much time does it take you to move in and set up a polling place before you open it on election day?
Well, there will be a team of about 2 people from Automated Election Services, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Corn, sorry. There will be 2 people from Automated Election Services that go to each site, but it probably takes them at least an hour, hour and a half at each site to get their equipment set up, and then we provide tabulators and then all of the projector equipment and voting booths, signs, all of the stuff that are required by law. And so that takes another, probably additional, depending on the size of the polling place, an additional 45 minutes at each site. So with small staffs, to do the whole county, it would take all day, at least.
Really, you'd like to have 3 come together.
And typically what we do is we spread it out over 3 days.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I'm sure that many people have heard the same rumors I have that the new 15th deadline could end up being the 31st deadline. And if that's the case, you're going to be hard pressed to get the polling places that the Supreme Court ordered to be open on election day, open and ready for business. And my final point, Mr. Chairman, is I also feel that you all have been trying to contact your workers on election day.
We have, the responses are coming back slowly as far as contacting those workers. We haven't gotten very many back yet, so there's not much I can report at this moment.
Well, some of them could not decide to work because of their fear of catching the disease. And the other thing is, you've got to have training for all these people. Dave, I don't know how you're going to get it all done, buddy. I wish you the best.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Corn, there's a lot of stress in my office right now. We're doing the best that we can, but and we will get it done. We always do.
I know. I got great faith in you, buddy.
Thank you.
I'm done.
Commissioners, any other discussion with Dave? Dave, go ahead.
I apologize. I may just add one more thing. We're being told by the Secretary of State that the absentee applications, they're mailing them all out, and they should be starting to go out on early next week. We'll see, and I'll keep you posted.
Okay, that was the question I was going to ask you, so thank you for reading my mind. But the fact is they are being mailed out by the Secretary of State.
So, Mr. Chairman, who gets the return mail? she get it, or does it come here?
It's gonna come to us.
Okay, don't lose.
That's, thank you, Commissioner Corner. Yes, so, and,
Matter of fact, those may be as important as the ballots themselves when it gets down to the final count.
yes, sir. Dave, your concerns about how many folks you have working down there right now? Take care of business, buddy. Do what you gotta do. Let your folks down there be smart and vigilant and use some common sense in keeping their social distancing. But I have faith in you guys, as Commissioner Corn says, you guys have the knowledge, you guys have the experience. Take care of business and do what you need to do to get it done.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Okay. Don't want to cut anybody else off, so Stan.
Mr. Chairman, just a couple of things. First, we've got a lot of responses on Facebook thanking the commission for taking this action. It's overwhelming on Facebook that they appreciate what you're doing, the small business owners and such, and everybody else, really. It's been overwhelming that there's been a few people that have said, you know, can we take it kind of slow? And I don't think anybody up here has said, let's just open tomorrow. I think everybody's suggesting that we follow social distancing and continuing to do the things we need to do, but that we just need to get open for business and have equal treatment for the small business and the large business and the specialized retailers and everybody else. Let's just get going on that. But the other thing I need to tell you is that your next meeting is Friday, May 1st, and that will be more of a regular meeting. We'll have a full agenda, got lots to do. We'll have the public invited in. We'll have some segregated areas. We'll have the 6 feet rule in place. We invite people, the public, to wear masks if they want to. But we'll have a lot of things set up. We'll have tape, we'll have certain seats available and such, and we'll try to get back to a more normal meeting than this meeting. In addition, yesterday I was contacted by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service that an EIS it will be beginning soon on the wolf. The wolf recovery plan. So it's an environmental impact statement, and we will be involved in that. I've already been in contact with Margaret Byfield from the American Stewards of Liberty, and we are putting together, we were given an MOU to sign for cooperating status purposes, and we're going to work on that to change that to coordination. Although they did mention coordination somewhat in the MOU, it's not spelled out very well. So we're going to have to start that process on the wolf. As you know, Chaves County is one of the counties that is the not desired place, but what we've been told in the past for the wolf is that if the wolf entered Chaves County, they wouldn't really stop it. They wouldn't go and try to eradicate it or get it out of here, but we are an overflow, for lack of a better word, for the wolf. So that's something that we have fought before, and I think we first started that one in 2014. So it is now back. So I wanted to let you know about that.
Stan Riggs, if you would, put Commissioner Bilberry on that. I know he's got a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
experience, so put him square in the middle of that, please.
We will definitely do that, but yeah, I just found that out yesterday and got that all to Margaret so we can start working on it. But it just seems like it never ends, you know. Once you get some things done, here comes another one. And Dr. Tuggle from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service at a meeting, and Commissioner Corn was there.
Yes, sir.
At that meeting in Portales at Eastern New Mexico University some 7 years ago, made the comment that there would be no wolves south of I-40 or east of I-25, basically. He said south of I-40 and in our area would not happen. It was his decision and was never going to happen. And we've always been on the map to be the overflow. So I hope that he remembers that. I know he's not in charge anymore, but a wolf here would not work out. That would not be a good thing for anybody. So we're going to have to fight that pretty tight and pretty tough. And we'll get with Commissioner Bilberry. I know you're going to want to lead that fight, and we'll just get ready. We're also working on budgets right now. We have had some discussions about revenues and crapshoot, I admit, when we're talking about gross receipts. But I will tell you, we are in good position. The steps you guys have taken in the last several years has positioned us well to survive this. I don't think we're gonna have to do any layoffs or anything like that. You know, it's gonna be pretty lean. We know that. We've had lean budgets before, and we can do it. Most of our budgets are pretty lean, so this is gonna be a lean one too. But every department's working hard. I've already met with a lot of them, and a lot of them have already finished their budgets, and they realize it's gonna be a lean year. So we're deep into that process, Mr. Chairman, and that's really all I've got.
Commissioners, any questions for Stan?
Mr. Chairman, I can't believe that we've got to go back essentially to square one, although they did mention coordination. And we're gonna have to fight that battle again and tell them that that's what the law says, and so that's the premier way of going about the discussions with folks in the federal government. And I don't know how long it's gonna take to get that firmly implanted in her little brain, but it just irritates the heck out of me. That's all I've talked about for 7 years, is how to negotiate deals and work together. And the law, in my opinion, is very clear. And they ignored the law, or didn't read the law, or were mistaken in their original thinking on the law and what the law said, and they jumped ahead to cooperate. And you can't cooperate if you haven't already got things kind of worked out. It's not the starting spot, it's kind of in the middle of coordinating. And I don't know why they have such a hard time getting that through their brain, but I feel quite confident that the present commissioners, you, and our other friends in the pipeline will take care of that and fight the fight. It's unfortunate we have to spend resources, time, and energy on just even figuring out where the starting line is. It's just amazing to me. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Cornwell. You know, it's pretty amazing to me, and I know we've had this conversation several times, but it's amazing to me, these folks want to introduce a predator into an area and protect that predator, and it's not any different than releasing a serial killer out into the public, and then just expect our farmers and ranchers to have to try and do what they can't protect their livelihood. They can't protect their cattle and their sheep and their cows and everything after they've introduced this predator. And like I said, I hate to do the comparison of releasing a serial killer, but that's pretty much what they're going to do if they do this, and protect that serial killer. So we got to put a stop to it. And I know Commissioner Bill Berry, you will take that on full force.
Definitely. These things keep coming back around. I think it's got to just wear us down. I feel like if there's a change of administration, change of mind, it keeps coming around. Time's on their hands, on their side, so to speak. There just has to be a ability to fight. It not only affects agriculture, it affects the economic part of our county, it affects everybody in our county. And so, I'll be right in the middle of it.
Any other questions for Stan? Seeing none, let's go to our commissioner comments. Commissioner Corn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's a great day in Chaves County getting this resolution passed. I've been thinking about it, working on it, talked many hours with Stan and other folks getting this thing the way it is, and I'm pretty proud of it. I think it says what it needs to say. It's certainly up to date when it mentions the president's guidelines that were just introduced by him just a few short days ago. So I think that worked hard. Thanks, Stan, for your work on this thing. And I'm sure the rest of the commissioners, although we're not supposed to talk to each other, I'm sure the rest of them probably had contact with Stan while he was drafting this resolution. And I thank you all for your participation also. Everybody throws a little piece in and comes up, makes a pretty good cake sometimes to get done. So that's a good thing. Looking forward to getting back to the regular schedule here shortly, Mr. Chairman. We got about 9 days. Do we have our next meeting? Is that right? It's next week from tomorrow. Week from tomorrow. So there you go, 8 days. I missed it. Oh, I'm sorry. But it's going to be good. We're going to be dealing with some old business really now, because we bypassed our normal meeting this month. And it's going to be amazing to get this thing moving, get us moving, get the community moving, get the business moving again. Not going to happen overnight. Give yourself. But if we don't get this thing moving, Mr. Chairman, it's my fear, and I think the sheriff will agree, that people are going to start moving on their own. And if we don't get this thing planned out, organized, set up, good, to try to mitigate this COVID-19, we're going to be in a real box 60 days down the road. So I hope everybody, we're with you. We'll be patient and go about doing business the correct way, and we'll get it done. It's just not going to be easy. It's going to be darn tough. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Coyle. Mr. Deaton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, as Commissioner Court said, yeah, I have come out of my box because, as the movie says, I'm mad as hell and I'm getting tired of taking it. And I'm hoping and praying that the citizens and the residents of Chaves County and southeastern New Mexico stand up and take a look at what's happening. We have a governor that is sitting in Santa Fe who gets to go home to her taxpayer mansion in Santa Fe, and her hair is coiffed, her nails are done, her makeup's done, and she doesn't give a damn. And I'm tired of taking it. She has never come down here. Her cabinet secretaries don't come down here. They don't walk our main streets of Roswell, Dexter, Hagerman, and Lake Arthur. They don't shop in our shops. They don't care. And I'm going to come full circle again. If you have not filled out your census, by damn, fill it out and get it out there. Because 10 years ago, we lost a House seat and we lost a Senate seat. And call up Representative Ezell and Senator Cliff Curtle and ask them how they are treated in Santa Fe every session. We cannot afford to lose any more representation, because this is the blanket coverage that we are getting. She has deemed herself queen and God and dictator of all of us. And it shouldn't be this way. And everybody talks about unfunded mandates coming from Washington and from Santa Fe. This is the ultimate unfunded mandate. We cannot do business. We cannot go about the way we should. This should be our job. It should be city council. It should be the chamber. It should be the mayors. It should be EDC. It should be all of us sitting in the room. Businesses, all of us sitting down and going, how do we come up with a plan? How do we feel about opening up? How do we go about our business? It should not come down from Santa Fe. She contradicted her own health department by saying that we are not opening until May 15th. We've already flattened the curve. We already know what's happening out there. But okay, May 15th comes up. There's going to be the end of May. There's going to be June. There's going to be June 15th. No, come on. We have got to have some common sense. Local level. This is where local level comes in. This is what I want everybody to understand. The local level should be making these decisions for our businesses and our residents. And this is not happening. So A, fill out your census. You got the time now. Fill out your census, get your census in. It didn't take me long at all, I got it in there. That's how we're gonna beat this stuff. And two, an election. And if this is true, and Dave said it was, the Secretary of State is going to be mailing out absentee voter applications. Get that thing filled out, get it in, get your absentee ballot if you want to vote that way, and get it back in. Quit sitting on your butts and saying my vote doesn't count. It counts, and it's going to count now. This year is more important than any year we've had in the past. If you want Santa Fe to keep dictating to you to how to run your life and how to run your business, keep doing what you're doing. But by God, I am sick to death of walking down Main Street and listening and calls. I'm getting the calls too, Sheriff, from businesses absolutely in pain because they don't know what they're going to do. They have laid off everybody. They don't know how they're going to get back up and running. It's just ridiculous. And it's time to stop this nonsense and get on, because our economy cannot take this much longer. And our businesses and our residents can't keep living like this. So I'm grateful that we did this resolution, but I hope somebody drives it up there and sticks it in somebody's face and tells them to read it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm done.
Mr. Dana, thank you. Mr. Azell, I always like hearing from you on this time frame, because I know not only am I hearing from you, but I'm hearing from our representative that you just happen to be married to. So fire us up, Mr.
I think Commissioner Dana did all the firing up. That's to echo what Sheriff Harrington said in defense of Captain Bateman's crew up there at the state police. They don't have any choice. People are calling them to stop them, and that's just not right. For the public that may not know, in all these orders, the governor created the COVID hotline and has basically encouraged people to turn their neighbors in. And when a call comes into the COVID hotline, it doesn't go to the police department, it doesn't go to the sheriff's department, it goes to the state police. And they are required to investigate on that. But they don't know, other than getting the call, they don't know who it's from, whether it's a competitor that wants to shut down one of the competing business. They have to roll on it. They are using common sense. They are using discretion. It's interesting that it's happened because it's probably a pretty good picture window on how our new red flag law might work. Pick up the phone. He's scaring me. He's crazy. Go get his guns. But that's for another day. I am glad we passed this resolution. I apologize to Stan because I should have suggested that it include a provision that it be sent to the governor and everybody, but I guess we're going to send it anyway. There is kind of an organized call-in today to the governor's office, specifically on the issue addressed by this resolution. I would encourage everybody to call the governor's office, be polite, but say it's time to reopen the parts of New Mexico that aren't, as some of the places up north. The governor's phone number is area 505-476-2200. If you want a toll-free number, that is 833-520-0020. And Stan or Susan, is there a way we can get those numbers up on this broadcast? I would encourage everybody that is listening to just take 10 seconds, call the governor's office, and say it's time to open New Mexico businesses. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioners. Commissioners, you brought us some statistics this morning. Did you want to address those at all?
I don't think it's necessary. I wanted to just, it is the personification of why one size does not fit all. I was, to tell you the truth, I primarily thought that hoping that the newspaper would be here so we could get it out to everybody, but I'll do that otherwise.
Thank you. I think maybe we can save that for our meeting on Friday next week. Thank you, Commissioner Zell. Mr. Bilberry.
Man, it's hard to follow you guys. That's said a lot. I just want to thank Mike and Candace for being here for their information they brought, and keep up the hard work and whatever we need to do, let us know how we can go. And I would encourage everybody to call in, as Commissioner give us those phone numbers. Please call in and try to help support our local law enforcement and help them when they need help. And I think everybody is praying for them and it is supporting them. But I think in this troubled time, it's important for us to step up and go the extra mile. As they were talking about the saddle barn and what they've been doing, I think that should send a message to our governor that the people in Chaves County are willing to work together and we're not willing to stop and lay down. And it should be a flag that they need to step up and do their part to help encourage everyone in our state to keep moving forward. And they need to help do their part. They're not doing their part. And we are. And I believe it's important to keep sending these messages to the governor and to those in the state that seem to be disconnected from what we're doing here. And once again, I thank everyone here that has come and thank you for passing this resolution. I think it's important to keep that on. I don't know what the next step is past this, but I bet we'll figure out what that is and we'll do it together. But thank you everyone.
Thank you, Commissioner Bilberry. Few things. One of the businesses that I have got that's been pretty crucial in supporting our Constitution, Bill of Rights, are gun shops. And I know there's been a big battle up in Albuquerque with calibers. Mike, can you tell us what's going on with Zia and our gun shops here in Chaves County?
Yes, I can be, this is, they were all contacted by the state police and told that they had to shut down. At that time, I gave them a letter declaring them to be essential, and it kept them in business. So I signed that off as the sheriff, and I've done that for some other businesses as well, and they are functioning as normal. So that is one thing, especially in our area here. If they talk about hard times, well, right now, with all the craziness going on and everything else, you better be ready to be able to defend yourself or to go hunt food, whatever it may be. So and as the sheriff, that is where we get our ammunition from, and if we need it, that's where we're going to go. So as of now, they are not being told anything else once that letter was presented. And same thing with the other businesses that we have done that for.
Thank you for that, Sheriff. That's very good.
Okay, so that was going on. So unfortunately, Bernalillo County Sheriff didn't take a stand against the governor on this deal.
He's in a bad spot.
It's really unfortunate for our sheriffs, but that's the great thing about our sheriffs that we have right now here in southeastern New Mexico. I know that you and Sheriff Elton, Sheriff Cade, Sheriff Shepard, all you guys are working on the same.
And David Black and Malin Parker out of Portales. Every sheriff in this area stands strong together. We know that right now, especially with our economy in the oil industry going awry, that there are a lot of people who are not only had to leave work because of afraid of an illness, but because there's no more business. And whenever there's no more business, crime and everything goes up, and I can just tell you that we're working hard together, and we have some great deputies out there that are just doing a good job, and law enforcement in general. And like I said, to defend the state police, they are also continuing to assist us and also handle calls of service on their own besides those calls. And Eddy County and Lee County, it goes to a hotline in Las Cruces, who the people on that hotline have no idea what's going on. Well, they then contact our local state police and send them out there. And so our state policemen are using good judgment. And like I said, I just think that right now, the people of Chaves County know if there is a problem, to contact the sheriff and their respective counties, and the sheriff in that county can help them out. And that's the main thing that we want to get out there. The sheriff controls what happens in the county, so, or in the whole county. That includes the city of Roswell, Dexter, Hagerman, and Lake Arthur. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you letting me speak again. Thank you.
No, Sheriff, thank you for the service you're doing. And I think that it would be a good thing that any of these businesses that are doing what they're doing, give you that call so that you can help them out.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you know, the big thing is that, and the unfortunate thing is that you got a state government that has decided to pick and choose.
That's exactly right.
Who's essential and who's not essential. And everybody's business, in their mind, is essential because it provides for their families.
One of the things that Stan here is probably seeing the same thing. People are asking about golf courses. People are asking about lots of things. And I've already given them the same thing. I contacted Lance Bateman and the golf courses. As long as you're not gathering inside of the facility and sitting there drinking beer or telling your stories, they're allowing them to go play golf. So to answer those questions, things like that are happening, and none of that, we're not shutting anything like that down.
Well,
I'm
unfortunately,
talking to state police, not me. I'm not shutting anybody down.
unfortunately for the golf courses, the 3 golf courses that we have here in Chaves County, 2 of them are run by governmental entities, so they make the decision on whether or not they open the city of Roswell and New Mexico Military Institute golf course. But as far as the Roswell Country Club's 9-hole golf course, well, what you just said is something that they should be looking at
Absolutely.
doing if that's what they choose to do. And that's why we live in the United States of America, because we should be able to choose what we're doing and use common sense. This week, Curry County, Eddy County, Chaves County today, Harding County, Lee County, Luna County, Sierra, Otero, Roosevelt, Union, and Valencia have all passed this similar resolution in their counties. Next week, Devontae County and Quay County will pass theirs, and I think it's very important for us to be unified. And I know all the sheriffs in those counties are strong, strong law enforcement guys. So we just have to grab the bull by the horns, as we say, and get ready to dance.
That's correct. And just so you know, commissioners, that last night I was contacted by the news media, the actual news stations. And they got the copy of this resolution off of my Facebook page, the Chaves County Sheriff's Office Facebook page, and they were running that today, all day. So they're very happy to see that we have joined this fight to open the governor's eyes to what New Mexico actually wants. And that is very important that the people let our government know what is in the best interest of our people. And that's something that they really respect you for, to stand up here and be the voice for the people of Chaves County. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff. One of the things that we're doing with this resolution, and Commissioner Ezell approached it a little bit. We've passed this resolution. We asked on our website and on our Facebook page for any business here in Chaves County that has been affected by this shutdown to please get us some letters, documentation, whether you email them to the county. On one of the pages, I put Bill Williams' email account, I put my email account, or you could mail it here to the number 1 St. Mary's Place, Chaves, Roswell, New Mexico 88203. But get those letters to us talking about how this has affected your business. And it doesn't matter whether it's large or small, because every business has been affected by this one way or the other. I mean, some people can say, well, I'm still working. It's like, well, I want you to think about that real quick. Okay, you might still be working, but how has that affected your business around you? This is that proverbial pebble that gets thrown out in the pond, and everybody thinks about, well, it's just a pebble. But you start watching the ripple effect of that, and it's huge. You know, right now, I know our law enforcement are dealing with, you know, everybody's thinking about, oh my gosh, you know, getting sick or they're dying or things like that. Our behavioral health issues, I mean, people are, because this has been put out there, and it's got so many people scared on top of the other issues that they already have. And so we've got to be able to help them and calm the waters on this deal. And just be smart. So, I mean, between behavioral health, domestic violence, you got all the kids out of school, you got parents that are out of work, and I just guarantee you, after 6 weeks, you probably got folks getting on their nerves, on each other's nerves and everything. And I really have to crack up and see some of the different things on Facebook where, you know, now parents are actually homeschooling. And all these years, you know, they thought teachers were doing such a bad job. And now they're the ones having to work educationally with their kids, and they're like going, oh, I get what Miss Catherine was saying, or whoever that teacher. I understand now. So we've got to get back to some stable ground and get our stuff going. Those letters, the intent with those letters will be to send this resolution along with all those letters to the governor and put them on her desk so she sees what's going on here. Not only is the governor going to receive this resolution and all of these letters from these business owners in Chaves County, but these will all be sent to the White House. This is going to go directly to the White House so they can see what this has caused to Chaves County. And you can't ignore it. I mean, I appreciate the fact that everybody should call in today, call the governor's office, call them. But this way, this is documented. These are documented letters that are going to come to us, documented emails that are going to go to the governor's office, and they are going to go to the White House. And you can't say that I didn't hear that, or I didn't get that letter, or I didn't know about that. I mean, it's really easy in a phone conversation to say, well, I didn't get that call. This way it is documented, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts to it.
You know, our last meeting, we had Dr. Corson and Dr. Jewell that were here, and I really appreciated them being here, because with that, they showed us how to be smart, and to wear protective masks, and be smart about washing our hands, and about doing social distancing, and paying attention. Don't touch your face with your hands. You know, all those smart things, and they are greatly appreciated. And for anybody that's out there, that we're doing this right now, to think that we are not taking this seriously is totally wrong. There's two sides to this coin. It's a double-edged sword. We continue doing this. All we're doing is creating an entirely different, possibly bigger problem. There are a lot of folks out there that have compromised health issues, and I'm in that boat right now. And I want to tell all of my commissioners that are sitting up here with me, thank you for wearing masks today, because I feel like you're wearing those for me, because of the situation that I have in my family. So it's up to the citizens to be smart about this, and to be vigilant, and to use common sense. If you go into a business that you don't think is clean, or people are running around bumping into each other and doing all this other stuff, and that it's not a good environment, well, I think you have a choice whether you go into that business or not. I mean, there's absolutely no reason why everybody should be able to go into Walgreens, go to Albertsons, go to Walmart, go to Sam's, go to whatever is open right now, Home Depot, but you can't go get your hair done. Now, I'm not worried about getting my hair done, but I know that a lot of folks, it really, that's another one of those situations is that I'm not trying to say women, but you know, they want to put their makeup on. They want to look beautiful for everybody. They want their hair cut. And if you don't let them go do that, it creates a depression. And that's what's happening right now. You've got a lot of folks out there that are depressed. And we've got to get ourselves out of this funk. And there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I greatly appreciate the commissioners voting on this unanimously. I appreciate all of our folks here in Chaves County. Candace, Mike, I got to separate this real quick. Mike Esprito and Sheriff Mike. You guys are doing an amazing job. Dave Kunkel, you got your hands full. My gosh, whatever we can do to help Susan, our Facebook guy over there, Fredo, Stan, Bill, everybody, Elisa here today. Gosh, we got to just keep driving, keep taking care of business, and make people feel safe. And Commissioner Pilgrim, I'm not expecting you to take care of that wolf. Okay? Take care of that serial killer, because they're bad. Let's see. Oh, real quick, the governor appointed some type of a task force yesterday. And let me just tell you that I can't really speak to what someone tells me about the rest of the people that are on that list. I mean, most of them from up north, but you have, I think, Stallman or down in Las Cruces that are on there. Well, let me tell you right now, the guy at the top of that list is as good as it gets in common sense for the state of New Mexico, and that is Brian Moore. Brian Moore is a former representative in Santa Fe. I think he probably served with you, Commissioner Dana. And he's currently one of our legislative guys for the New Mexico counties. And he's at the top of that list. So to get people, I mean, obviously I don't agree with everything the governor's done, but we have to work together to bring back some common sense. And if this resolution and everything else can get us back to common sense, it would be nice if she would bring local government to the table on this. And Commissioner Zell addressed it. You know, right now, the epicenter of this deal is up in the northwest quadrant of this state. I mean, McKinley County,
San Juan County, Sandoval County, and Bernalillo. But the state likes a cookie cutter blanket mentality. They like to just throw the blanket on over the whole state and say everybody's going to follow the same rules, even though you're not having the same issues down there. Why did we close down the liquor stores in the rest of the state of Mexico, Commissioner Zell?
Because they were congregating at the Kinley County liquor stores and in groups of more than 5.
Correct. Do you think that was going on here in Chaves County? Okay. That's my point, is that you can't just throw a blanket out over the whole state. I get it. This virus, it doesn't care whether you're black, white, Asian, female, male, Muslim, Jewish, or whatever. It doesn't care. Okay? But what it does, where it is, definitely is with folks who have compromised health issues. So take care of business. If you're in that position, stay home. That's all there is to it. Commissioners, thank you guys. Thank everybody. God bless America. God bless Chaves County. And this meeting is adjourned for us to go sign this important resolution. Thank you.